Thank you for the welcoming. Mohsen, I'm so happy that you're here.
Thank you, man.
And yeah, first of all, thank you to ELATEC, to all of you for joining this event today. What we have seen up to now, really interesting, very unifying. So here with evolutionID and Mohsen, I'm happy to go into details what you guys are doing. Maybe you want to give a short input on yourself before you go ahead, just.
Sure. First of all, very happy to be here. And about myself, my specialties is in mathematical modeling and AI, and I'm the CTO of evolutionID. Happy to be here.
Nice, thank you. Before we go into further questions and details, I would like to present to you a short clip about evolutionID and what these guys are doing. So enjoy. So this is a first impression. I don't know who of you already have been in contact with evolutionID or already have been working with these guys. Maybe you want to give some hands up because then I know who to attack later. Okay, perfect. As done before, we said we have this frame of questions which we would like to cover during our talk here. Of course, we want to see about our relationship that we have already, that we have established in the last years, how we can keep that going. We have questions regarding facilitating to open standards, as we have heard before. What are the new market trends? This is something very exciting. I think there's IE a topic and IDfunction where you could go into details and tell us more about that. I think AI is something we're all very much interested in. Then, of course, how this whole thing contributes to a seamless and unified access system, and how our readers and ELATEC actually can support and do support the business that we're actually doing together. I want to say also hi to Ali, who's here, General Manager of evolutionID. Thanks for being here also. And yeah, Mohsen, if you just want to give a short input maybe on IDfunction. I have the video also here, but maybe you can spread some words before, and then we have a look at this again.
Sure. IDfunction is our flagship product, and it's a software solution mainly targeted as PM systems, in general identity access management, and also all the operations that goes into data integrations, workflow management. And the goal is to have like a centralized software solution that can unify the access management. Actually, what is the vision here? That's a very brief intro about IDfunction, but you want me to go into a specific area?
That's perfect. We just leave it like this. We have a look at the video because I think ID management is something, as Dennis already mentioned this morning, and also Gerhard said, that we have something that is practically a magic key also inside the whole unifying access. So I think we have an additional look at that just to show what it is about.
companies and users are facing various problems while handling credentials. They must be managed in numerous systems, which makes onboarding processes complicated. Registration and email verification take time, and a new password in each application leads to the use of simple passwords. But what if we told you there is a solution that helps you to enable single sign-on by using your own or already known ID providers? That helps to easily map the roles of your ID provider and synchronize with every login. That leads to a comfortable user experience while maintaining a high level of security, which results in good customer acceptance. A solution that allows you to add your company rules on top of the global identity settings of your ID provider to achieve high secure federated authentication. Well, there is one solution: IDfunction.
So it is about the caring about identities, and caring is something which also has been established during the relationship between evolutionID and ELATEC. So I just want to say quickly how this all came. I mean, we speak about a relationship. This has been going on for decades now. I myself have not been with the company, but since almost 5 years, I have the pleasure and the honor to work with you guys together to find also solutions in specific cases when it comes to the usage of RFID readers and the implementation of our readers in your systems. We got special cases, we have nice use cases done in the past, and there has been benefit for both of us in that case. And yeah, now the question is how we can even push this further and improve best. If you want to go and tell us about how AI is also going to influence our future and how it's going to be related to IDfunction and the managing
That's
of
a
IDs.
pretty general question, but let me
You have
think.
an answer, I guess.
I think. Well, I think everybody has a feeling of what is AI right now. Everybody, I think, knows ChatGPT, so there's no need to introduce AI to the audience. But I think there's something else, like a different angle that everybody talks about how AI is gonna change everything. And like maybe the best way is if we have a time machine and we just go to future in like 5-10 years and we can see, oh, okay, now we can see how AI is actually changing the day-to-day tasks that I'm doing. But I think a good analogy that can help us to understand it is just to imagine our lives before internet and smartphone, like when you were on the road and your car just broke down and it's very hard to get to somewhere. You don't have a map when you go to a new city. There's no translation. All these books and like encyclopedias and learning was different. Everything was really different. But now we all have maps, email, chat, and everything, and it's right into our day-to-day life. And we actually cannot probably imagine how life will be without internet and smartphones. In 5-10 years, AI is the same. So AI is not something that is especially just for example, for coding or the questions that we are asking from ChatGPT. It will revolutionize chemistry, research, telecom, as like internet and a smartphone revolutionized banking, for example. No one would have thought that you just go on your smartphone and open a bank account and then just start transactions. So imagine what AI can do, and it's really hard to think about all the angles. But specifically in evolutionID, as a software provider, what we are doing is using AI to being as much as possible compliant with the client needs. As is actually happening on the hardware side from ELATEC, from other partners that we have been seeing today. Everybody is talking about standardizing the protocols for example, authentication, having open standards in readers, and supporting more and more different ways of how people are using hardware and interfacing with machines. On the other side, it's the software. Software is also very versatile, very different in different areas. Every company we go, they have their own methods. And every client, when we implement a project for them, it's always a collaboration between us and them to actually understand what needs to be implemented. So how can you define a product in this kind of situation? AI is a kind of new software in our tech, because I cannot talk about like other areas, what's going to happen in hardware design or other sections, but especially in software, all those if-then statements that were very rigidly written in the software code will be written by AI, which means now you have a very fluid system. When you install a system by AI, you can implement many different protocols on site. So client will not think about, I have this standard or I have that standard. They will go with the vendor that supports their use case best. Maybe they need less encryption, maybe they need more encryption, maybe they need, I don't know, low power, maybe they are using physical and mechanical keys. All of these various ways of using technology for access management, when it comes to software, has their own ways of interaction and business processes. And what we're trying to achieve in IDfunction is to use AI to facilitate that by making the software as much as possible closer to the needs of the user. So I think maybe that can give some sense of how AI can help on the software side.
Absolutely. I mean, a specific case for you guys, what would it be? I mean, you are working with lots of enterprises. You got Bosch, for example, you working with Aon and all these people. What do they actually expect from you guys? What is the definite need that they have when they come to you?
From the client side, I think it's too soon to say they have a specific need on AI. They just want the access management processes and like issuing the cards and approval processes and all those criteria. People do they have the certificates required to access a certain area? Is their training has been passed, or all those questions? The initial part that is happening right now is inside the company, which brings us operational efficiency for developing the code. And when you take AI, the current technologies are very good for personal usage. Of course, there are issues with like privacy that is good to be considered. But when you take AI into industrial environments, first thing you need to take care of is the hallucination problem. And especially in code, it can easily generate wrong and broken code. So in order to do that, we spent a lot of time on doing research. And we generated and built a product called Grid, which is a specific method of decoding LLM outputs. So when they generate a code, it's syntactically correct 100% of the time. And it's a patented technology which is actually outperforming Microsoft solution in that niche. But these steps to implement an industrial version of AI for internal usages is the first step toward this like larger vision. Yeah.
Cool, very interesting, also very technical, but I guess this is something you can talk about for hours. For us in general, of course, it's important and interesting to understand on how we as ELATEC can basically support you also regarding these fields of actions on site with your customers when you have your offering, your ID management. How can we, or how do we support at the moment if you think about our products and how we actually supply the products?
What I can see is not just ELATEC, but all the companies here under this vision of unified access. I think it's, as it clearly stated, it's a vision. And probably like every year, all of this partner network is taking some step toward that vision. One thing I think that can bring everybody around this table into measurable outcomes are actually measurable goals. So when we're talking about unified access, what do we mean by that, and what do we expect from this network of partners? I think everything is ready. Like ELATEC is a very big player in this field and already supporting many different readers with different protocols and standards. Data module, any-to-any, evolutionID. It's a very amazing combination of different kinds of technology, from readers to human-machine interfaces to devices and also software. So I think we already support the entire value chain of an access management solution. And when we can define some measurable goals toward, like, these are the goals, how can this company contribute to that? What are like the outcomes of that? How this synergy can actually form is something that ELATEC can contribute to a lot.
I think this is really great. I mean, you say we're basically ready. Everybody here in the room has something to offer to have this complete unified access system going. So this depends obviously a lot on us and how we move specifically together. And I think this together thing is also part of our happening here today. Partnership just doesn't happen overnight. It's something that we always have to work on, the same as we do with the work on our products. But people do the job, people work together, people exploit together, and then have a chance to move something. So I think this is also a very important input that we have here. For you, when it comes to our readers, you're with evolutionID now for 2 years, you're the CTO at the moment. You come out of AI. How do you like the hardware thing?
Of course, we're using the readers everywhere, so it's known fact, like evolutionID and ELATEC partnership goes a long way, and the basis of that is this openness. And what we are trying also to do in evolutionID, initially by introducing workflow engines and providing flexibility on our software, and then with AI, was actually to support the way that you guys are doing in the hardware side. So when we're going to a client and they don't have any limitations on the readers, like I can use this reader for any kind of protocol right now, then on the software side is the same thing. So they also expect that the software can support many different ways of authentication, multiple PAC systems at the same time, integrating with different systems. So it's like putting the bar higher and higher always, and I think that's the way that partnerships works. And in this sense, I think evolutionID and ELATEC are complementing each other's solution. Yeah.
I agree on that. I mean, we spoke about it before. It's a long years relationship already. Let me say, use cases that we have and the projects that we have done together, they have been of success most of the time. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But in the most cases, Ali, I think you can agree, we have had a good success in the past on this. And yeah, we just hope to keep going that way, improve steadily. Innovation is our key target also, keeping partnerships alive, keep them going. And if you have anything to
one good example is the demo we actually have here, because one of the actually, I think, easiest projects we had was also a very valuable project, and we were able to easily provide our solution based on like a touch screen and access management, but also contributing factor to that was ELATEC reader. because then when we're providing it to anybody, we know that we're going to cover like 99% of the market. Like, not this 99, but probably also.
Well, nice. I think we are good to go. If you have anything to add, go ahead. Otherwise, we also do have time now for questions.